So I recently performed a scientific study, and my conclusion was that if you start every day with a cold start for the boys, you'll be happy. See? Happy. One of these days I just need to sit down and order all the parts necessary for this car, because it doesn't need much. That trunk spoiler is a piece of crap and always falls off or starts to fall off. Check engine light on for some emissions. If you guys have been a viewer of the channel for any length of time, you would know that I more recently have had non-stop audio issues with these Rode microphones that I run. These guys here. Either it's a camera problem, which is a $2,000 issue, or a microphone issue. I'm gonna try out the DJI ones and give you guys a little compare and contrast. What I do like about the DJI ones is it comes with this nice little carrying charging case. This is a test. Hopefully it sounds great. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let's rock with this mic for the rest of the day. I already know there's a clip from earlier cruising the M3 where the audio was destroyed, so maybe we'll have to go for a rip later on and see how the audio is. But the first thing that we're installing today is a brand new set. I wasn't gonna do these, but being that this body turned out so freaking nice, I am going to do these. All 4 brand new OEM window moldings. Now the ones on the car happen to be in great shape. But if you zoom in here, there's a little piece of silver on each of them that I don't like. And being that the OEMs were still kind of available, I'm not gonna say readily available, but I have them, so they're still available. I figured let's just go ahead and spend a couple $100 on the new OEM ones. So I have to roll the window down. Nope. I already finished these a couple months back with the Cerakote trim coat, and they're in great shape other than that little silver section. When you get this far into a build, it's so hard to not just order all the OEM stuff that you can, but it just adds up to way too much freaking money. I don't even want to think about how much this project has cost me. All right, should be this one here. Whew. Like I said, these are in good shape. This one had like this weird white stain right there that would not come off no matter what, but there's a little bit of cracking going on. Check out the new OEM. Man, you can't go wrong with that. No white or silver shown through on this end. Well worth the $1 trillion. There's only one screw that holds these on. It's supposed to be like this greenish color, so I couldn't just use any old screw. It had to be OEM only here. Bam. Let's do a little side by side. So there is a old versus new. Much freaking needed. These things are always a little bit tricky to get off. All of the window moldings are on. Now I picked these guys up from the local wrecking yard. And while they're not perfect, they're in really, really good shape. Just a little bit faded, but fear not. Quick wipe down with some IPA and we'll get them cleaned up. They need to be as shiny as our new moldings. You already know, Cerakote trim coat. Now I've had these things tucked away. This is the very first OEM part I ever ordered for this build. I ordered these before I even stripped the car down because I knew they were gonna take forever to come in and be hard to get. And I'm guessing by the size of the package, you know exactly what these are. The holy grail of Evo 8 parts. Look at the dust. I ain't lying when I'm saying these things have been around for 6 months, 8 months. These, my friends, are a set of roof / windshield / rear window moldings. No build is complete without a brand new set of these things. Of course, I was waiting to put these guys on until the polish was finished up. Now, of course, I was a little bit curious, are these going to include the clips or not? And indeed, all the clips are installed, pre-installed on the bottom. So I want to say this one here should be the driver's side. Okay, it must be backwards. I feel like these things are so fragile. That ain't right either. All right, that makes the most sense. There we go. The front sides and the back sides where they meet the window, they come off very, very easy, which I know is not proper. So I went ahead and took a look at the 9, and there's an additional clip that goes on the pillar. Not on the molding itself, but on the pillar that kind of holds everything in place. So I need to go ahead and get some of those ordered up. But in the meantime, let's get the driver's side on. All of our new window moldings and trims are on and ready to go. I need to run to the dealer real quick, pick up all the new OEM seals for our engine build that should be happening tomorrow. And on the way there, I'm really excited to try this out. You guys ready for the best audio experience with the cars? Let's give this a shot. I hope this works as good as I'm thinking it will. We'll know in 0.2 seconds. I hope that was cool. All right, I hope the audio sounded as good as I was hoping or thinking. So here's the parts that we had to order in from Mitsubishi. We got another new OEM head gasket, all the cam seals, that's for the key case, oil pickup, filter housing, some bushings or some cylinder head dowels, another oil seal, water pump seal, thermostat, T-case, 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 T-case. So the reason I bought a bunch of T-case seals and O-rings is because it looked like there was a little bit of a leak coming from the T-case as well, and I didn't care to sit there and try and diagnose it, so I figured let's just spend the whatever 20-30 bucks and replace all the seals again. So I'm gonna do that right now. We may as well. We have the rest of the day kind of chilling because we don't have the motor parts back yet. So I know for a fact that the drive shaft, or the output shaft seal right here, was leaking a bit because the drive shaft was wet, and it's wet around here. So that one is for that. I don't really have any seal drivers, so what I like to do is just grab a big old socket like this guy right here, 1.5 inches, and use this as a seal driver. And then it did look like there was something leaking from this side, whether it be the axle seal, which I got that a replacement, or there is an internal seal on the back side of the axle seal. One of those was leaking, so let's replace those as well. So the part number for this internal seal for a non-ACDT case is right here. And the axle seal is this number here. So that internal seal is a bit more tricky to get in. Figured she's an extension and slowly but surely tap her in. Should be good to go. Okay, and then we may as well get this $3 O-ring swapped as well. And there's the part number on that guy. I like to toss just a little bit of lube on the seals, just so everything can slide together nicely. Last 2 O-rings, these were probably fine, but just to be sure, they're so cheap. And a leak in between the T-case and the trans is not fun to deal with. Done. Done. Now unfortunately we have the case of a stripped out Allen bolt on our seat. So I'm thinking if I pound on this extractor, we should hopefully be able to get it off. Apparently the threads are stripped too. This is not going to be fun. There we go. I think it's just that insert spinning in the aluminum, which if the bolt isn't really tight, that should not be a problem. There is our dead battery. I think it was probably 3 years ago when I put this bike together. I was a cheapo and I bought a cheapo battery. Thankfully it lasted a while, but I decided to get a little bit nicer of one this time around to hopefully last forever. Not that batteries last forever, but last as long as possible. Rear tank mount, it's got to come up a bit. It's crazy how long I've had this bike for. Bam. This time around I went with a USA brand. USA, I don't even know how you say it. Sounds like a not good brand, but after doing a lot of research, a lot of people recommend these batteries. I think it's $110 versus the $30 battery I had in here. So off of price point alone, it should be more reliable. $110 for a tiny battery like that is quite expensive. Let's give her a little test. Good to go. Now all this thing needs, unfortunately, is a new set of front fork seals because they leaked down onto the wheel. Honestly, a little bit worried that the oil is going to get onto the tire one day and I'll eat it. And should be good to go. Look at how menacing this bike looks. So sick. Well, boys, I'm gonna go for a nice rip on the way home, and I'll bring you guys along, but I don't have a way, unfortunately, of doing moto vlogs. I've been thinking about getting into a good way of recording on the bike. That'd be a lot of fun, but nothing for now. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Tomorrow we should be able to build the engine for the Evo and get it back in by the weekend, and should be good to go.